In our previous two videos, we covered planning and preparing for the short leg from New York's LaGuardia Airport to Philadelphia International Airport, in Pennsylvania. In this video, we will fly the leg. We're almost ready to push back from the gate. We check the fuel load is at least our release fuel, and wait for the passengers to be boarded. With the passengers boarded, the aircraft door is closed, and the ground equipment removed. The flight deck can be configured for our push and engine start. The anti-collision light is now turned on. With the ground staff ready, the first officer calls for clearance to push. When approved, we confirm to the ground staff the parking brake has been released and state that they are cleared to push. Once the push has been completed, a salute is given by the ramp agent to the captain, indicating the aircraft is clear of both people and ground equipment. As the ramp agent walks away from the aircraft, it is now safe to start the engines. After the engine start switch has been rotated to the ground position, the engine start is monitored for abnormal indications. At 25% N2, fuel is introduced. Attention is given for any condition that would require the start to be aborted. At 56% N2, we hear the start switch rotate away from the start position. To consider the engine started, we wait for the EGT needle to roll back. With an engine started, the packs are reconfigured to supply air to the passenger cabin. The number 1 engine is now started, at the direction of the captain. Once again, the N2 increases, and the gauge is monitored for any abnormal condition. When both engines are running, the packs are once again reconfigured, and the APU bleed switch turned off. The after-start checklist is performed, during which the flaps are set to the predetermined takeoff position. With clearance to taxi, we're on our way. As soon as we're cleared for takeoff, the lights, including landing lights, are switched on, and the position light set to strobe and steady. Once lined up with the runway centerline, N1 is increased to 40% and even thrust observed. Before the takeoff, go around thrust button is pressed.
Positive rate of climb.
After being cleared to Dixie on course, the aircraft makes a climbing left turn towards the south. Once the aircraft flaps and gear are up, what's referred to as a clean aircraft, the after takeoff flow is accomplished by the pilot monitoring. When the flow is finished, the checklist is read to verify all steps have been completed. The captain has a wonderful view of Manhattan and LaGuardia beyond. Now level at our cruise altitude of 20,000 feet, the weather for Philadelphia is called up using the FMC and the approach setup. The airport winds are out of the west, and they're using runway 27 right for landing. From our route, we can anticipate a turn towards the final approach, so we may plan for a quick descent. As covered in another video, we use the briefing strip to set up for the approach, then a brief is made between both pilots to talk about the approach, and actions if a missed approach is necessary. A 2-mile ring is created around the final approach fix for situational awareness, as the ring will be obvious on the navigational display during the approach. The final approach fix is also the point we wish to be fully configured, if able. The landing distance, as well as expected taxi route, is also reviewed. As expected, ATC clear us to a point on the 27 right approach, as we've been left high, it'll take a bit of work to descend in time for the approach. The flight spoilers are extended, and after checking with ATC, our speed reduced, so we'll be able to dirty up the aircraft with flaps shortly. Although the aircraft is still high, we have various options. We could ask for a delay vector to enable us to descend. We could also extend the gear, since we're below 270 knots. The green arc shows we'll be at the final approach fix altitude before reaching that point. As we turn onto the final approach, we lower the gear and start bringing in more flaps. Our altitude is now almost exactly where it needs to be, and we're in good shape for the approach. As we pass the last point before the final approach fix, we select approach mode. It will be strictly an ILS approach from here on.
$100, 50, 30, 20, 10.
We've arrived. Our short flight has taken us from New York to Philadelphia, during which we have seen general operations and how to set up for the approach, think ahead for a possible chop and drop approach if we're left high, and how to manage the descent rate to end up on a stabilized approach. Join us next time to learn more about the 737. Thank you.